Well, all right, people. Just wanted to talk about. I know I have not made a video in a while. I've just been kind of busy slash have not had the energy to make a video. But I actually have a day off of work here for once, so I decided to do a video here because all I've been hearing about is Smackdown on Fox. And even though I don't watch this company, you still hear about it. You still see the fucking ridiculous ads for it on television, and they still hype it up as some big thing. But as a fan, like why the fuck do I care what channel WWE is on? I don't care if it's on USA, Sci-Fi, CW, um, or Fox, quite frankly. I mean, for WWE's sake, I guess if it's on Fox, they might get a few more people to watch it. They might get a little bit more money from Fox. But from a fan's perspective, like I really don't give a shit. So the fact that they're hyping this up as such a big thing is stupid. It's selfish, and it's totally pointless. Like I was watching, I actually did tune in to see the SmackDown, the first SmackDown on Fox or whatever. And I'm watching the fucking pre-show. Of course, the pre-show. Everything has a pre-show now. You just can't have the show. You can't have just the pay-per-view. Everything has to have a pre-show to it, a kickoff, which is another waste of time. But so I'm watching this, and they're like, "Oh, guys, look at everybody on the blue carpet. Oh, you see that, guys? They're calling it the blue carpet instead of the red carpet. Look at it. Look at it. It's Goldberg on the blue. What the fuck is this? Am I watching the fucking Emmys? Am I watching the Grammys? No, I'm watching SmackDown, and it seems like a shitty ass award show. Totally ridiculous. And then I see people talking about, oh, are they going to bring back the SmackDown Fist? I don't give a shit if they're going to bring back the SmackDown Fist. I don't give it. I don't. I really don't give a shit what the stage looks like either. That's another thing I see. Oh my gosh, are they going to bring back the Fist? Are they going to make a new? I don't care. I care what the fucking product is, and the product is not good. So I watched the SmackDown a few weeks ago, the first SmackDown on Fox. And it starts off with this Becky Lynch. I know who Becky Lynch is, but it starts off with her. And I've heard about this. She's calling herself the man, which is the stupidest idea I've ever heard of because she is not a man. She's a woman. So why is she calling herself that? It doesn't make any sense to me, at least. I'm sure there's a lot of feminists out there who are just eating this shit up. And, it's Becky Lynch is a man. Oh my God. I don't like it. I think it's very dumb, and it's the only reason they're doing this is because of the political correctness now, and we got a wage gap and all this bullshit, So we got to get these divas. I'm sorry, we can't even use that word anymore. The women's division, we got to get that division shoved down our throats artificially now, just in the name of political correctness. It's totally ridiculous. So I'm watching the show, and Becky Lynch, of course, starts it off because apparently now she's the face of the company. A woman's the face of the company. And I'm sorry, feminists. I'm sorry, but women are just not as physically superior as men are. It's called biology. And therefore, when it comes to women's sports, women are worse than men. It's a fact. It's a fact of the matter. And it is what it is. And technically, men watch sports over women. Men like violence more than women. Men like competitive sports more than women. It's how it's been for a long time, and it's not changing anytime soon, no matter how much you want to artificially change it. So the fact that they're like acting like Becky Lynch is the face of the company now is just it's a slap in the face. And I'm not saying divas can't be an important part of the show, but they shouldn't have this much involvement in the show. Like, they took up the first 30 minutes of SmackDown. Like, I don't think that should be happening. And then you got The Rock coming out there with Becky Lynch. The Rock should not have been sharing a ring with Becky Lynch, guys. Okay? I'm sorry, but that was so dumb. He could have been used better than that. And, I'm not saying Becky Lynch sucks. Like, I watched her for probably a few years. And, she had talent, but I wouldn't say she has main event talent. I wouldn't say she deserves to be the face of the company. The face of the company should always be a man. Okay? That's just how it should be. This is wrestling. It's not fucking a show selling fucking jewelry or some shit like that. This is WWE wrestling. It should be a man. Okay, it's not The View. It's not some women's show. It's a male-dominated show. It's sports. Sports are male-dominated. It's just the fact. Again, it's a fact of the matter. Um, I wasn't really over impressed with that smack. I saw a lot of people were saying it was good. Like I don't like Divas wrestling being shoved down my throats. I've never liked it. And I thought I've always thought it sucked. Is it better than it was 5 years ago? Yes. There is no doubt about it that it's better 5 years ago than it was today. There is no doubt about it that Charlotte is very talented, that, there are other talents in that division. I'm not disputing that. But it should not be shoved down our throats this much. And I'm so sick of hearing about the women's revolution or the Divas revolution or whatever the fuck they've been calling it for the last 4 years. Okay. And then I watched, you had some shit in the middle there. And I expected more returns. I mean, wouldn't that be cool to see like Batista there or Edge there or Undertaker there? Like, those are the three guys who really carried SmackDown through the Ruthless Aggression era between 2005 and like 2008 or 9. Like, I have so many great memories from when I was a kid watching, Batista and Rey Mysterio and I know Rey Mysterio came out there later as Cain Velasquez's lackey, but I had so many great memories watching that. Those people who really carried SmackDown and like that Batista Undertaker rivalry. Edge cashing in. I mean, how great was it? Edge cashing in Money in the Bank on SmackDown, and just see, my mouth is now salivating at how good WWE used to be compared to how shitty it is now. So I should stop talking about this. But it's like you had The Rock there, but other than that, you had nobody. All you had was a bunch of fucking losers on the they're on the blue carpet. Why aren't they on the motherfucking show? If they're on the blue carpet, why don't you put them on the show? Instead, I'm watching these like two fat fucks who are apparently in this tag team now, who I've never seen before wrestling. I mean, who are these guys? They weigh like 5,000 pounds combined. I mean, what's with this? All these fat people in wrestling now. Why is it cool to be fat? Like Samoa Joe, Kevin Owens, these two fat fucks. Like, lose some weight. You're in a competitive sport. You should not be fat. So, and then the main event happens, and it's Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston. And I've always been a Kofi Kingston fan. I think he was underrated. I think he was always a good wrestler. I think the New Day was a good concept. And so I was happy to see Kofi get the belt. But then here we go again with these part-timers. Brock Lesnar waltzes on in and wins the title in like 8 seconds. I mean, come on. How dumb can you be? The main event of your big SmackDown, first SmackDown on Fox show is 8 seconds long. This is a wrestling show. We should have good matches, not this bullshit. So it's 8 seconds. And now we have, not only did they make Kofi Kingston look like shit, but they also had a shitty match. And now we have another champion who's a part-timer who's probably going to only show up like once every 2 months. So good job, WWE. And then you get Cain Velasquez coming out. And I don't know what the fuck they're doing here because they had Tyson Fury also in this show. I don't know what Vince McMahon's fetish is with all these UFC people. But here we go again. WWE cannot build a main event star. They cannot build a legitimate draw in this company like they have before with people like Stone Cold, people like The Rock, people like Mick Foley, people like Undertaker, Triple H, everybody, you name it. They cannot build a main event name. They cannot build a main event star. So they have to bring in other people, or they have to bring in people from whose prime it was 25 years ago to try to boost ratings. So they're bringing in people from the UFC and just throwing them in the main event. How dumb is that? Let me answer that. It's very dumb. And they did the same thing with Ronda Rousey. And that actually worked out somewhat. She actually had a good match at WrestleMania. But at the same time, she was still like a part-timer. She still was only in this company for like a year. And she really didn't do much. So I'm just so sick of the state of this company, the state that it's in. And the fact that SmackDown is on Fox now, I really don't give a shit. And they had The Rock on the episode, but other than that, like why wouldn't you have like another like return or like a legend on there? Like, that would be so cool to have Batista on there. Like, he carried SmackDown for a few years, you know? But no, or Edge, even Edge, another good SmackDown name. I mean, hell, even bring back fucking Teddy Long and have him announce another tag match. Jeez. So anyway, there's my thoughts on that. I know I haven't made a video in a while, so I just wanted to pick a topic to make a video on here. And I thought kind of reviewing that SmackDown there on Fox / giving my thoughts on the state of wrestling and SmackDown would be a good topic. So so there you go, people. That's really all I got to say about that. Just wanted to give my thoughts on the matter. So there you go.